Hey, what's up? This is Kayvon. You're listening to the Break It Down Show. We're about to break it down.
All right.
And now, the Break It Down Show with John and Pete.
We're breaking it down in the swanky Hollywood apartment of Kayvon.
Yeah, that's right. So swanky.
So swanky, man.
He's got a robe on.
Or janky, whichever way you want to go.
Right.
with it.
Swajanky.
Is that velvet?
Yes, that is velvet.
Hey, so, the funny thing is it took us a minute to set up, but, man, we hit the ground running.
Yeah, we've already had so much good conversation. I don't think we'll be able to follow it up at this point.
We're probably done.
We burned all the good material.
All right. Well, thanks. Hey, it's nice. Thanks a lot. So one of the things that we were talking about, first of all, I'm going to get to your show, and we have a lot to talk about there, but we're talking about how you and Pete met.
That's right.
At South Point Casino.
Beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's right. That's your hometown, though.
Yeah, I'm from Nevada, born in Reno, moved to Vegas as a young boy, moved back to Reno for college, so I'm a little Nevada pinball.
Wow.
Finally made it out to Hollywood, but whenever I go back, it's like hometown advantage, and had a great comedy show, and heard about this podcast. I said, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Man.
5 hours drive later, and we're in West Hollywood doing it.
That's right. That's right.
I used to live in Vegas, too. I was the Captain Morgan model in the area. So whenever
nice.
Captain Morgan showed up, it was me, and I had on an overly hot costume.
His job was to get people to drink rum.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's hard
Yeah.
in Las Vegas.
Yep.
When you're wearing a costume.
Yeah.
I love the thing I love about Las Vegas, which is weird that you grew up there because you saw it from the inside. But what I love about Las Vegas, for me, Vegas is a 72-hour thing.
Yes.
And I arrive in Vegas and I love it. I love it. I
It's
love
great.
all the everything. I walked by one day the Hula Hands entrance, and there was a dude dressed as a leprechaun. He was a midget.
Yeah.
And he was full of charisma, and he was high-fiving people. Hey, everybody, if you love beer pong the way we love beer pong, come on into Hula Hands. And he's got bikini models walking around handing you stuff, and he's high-fiving patrons as they walk. Awesome job. 72
Perfect. You can't
hours
ask for anything
later.
better than that.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
like you said, Vegas is either a 72-hour town or it's a great place to live for 10, 15, 20 years. But you can't live for 15 years the way you're doing it in 72 hours. So you got to pace yourself for the
make a decision.
marathon.
That's right.
Otherwise, you end up, there's some pretty bad horror stories for those that didn't get it right.
Did he say horror stories?
Horror.
He left it.
I left it in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Choose your own adventure.
Yes. Yes. And we did. But 72 hours later, here's what I love, is that 72 hours later, I walk by the same Hula Hands and I see that poor, exploited midget going, if you love beer pong the way we love beer pong. And I think to myself, oh, the indignity. It's 72 hours later. It's the same guy. Same
guy.
bikini models. He's still high-fiving people. I'm like,
The same lines.
yeah, you poor exploited bastard.
Yep.
What
92
this town
people
has
a
done to
minute
you.
arrive in Vegas. So, 92 people. Then there's 92 people leaving. It's just a constant rotation.
And we have a funny-ass fucking comedian who's from there who decided to split.
Oh yeah,
What's going on there?
Split. You got to, because I used to see all the famous comedians that would come into Vegas. Like, I want to do that one day, but there's no entry at that time. I didn't see an entry level. It's like the bangers are coming through. Jerry Seinfeld, Ray Romano, George Wallace, George Carlin. You're like, I want to do that one day. Well, you got to come to LA.
Somewhere else to start.
You come to LA, there's tons of little coffee shops where no one's listening, and you get a lot of little 3-minute horrible sets.
Yeah.
And you work that stuff out to get better at your craft.
Is that specifically what you did?
Oh yeah, I waited till I got to LA to start, and I went to the Comedy Store because I read a book that a lot of famous comedians got their start at the Comedy Store. So I purposely didn't perform anywhere. People offered me other shows, said no, I have to get my start at the Comedy Store, but didn't realize that's a figure of speech.
Right.
They actually performed many other places, and then eventually got their start at the store. I was taking it literally, like, nah, I can't. I
got to bust my cherry at the Comedy Store.
At the Comedy Store, so I can say I did. When that book is written again, he got his start at the Comedy Store, and then realized he needed to work a lot harder elsewhere.
Yes.
That's like, I got my start at no, you were a harlot and you were blowing dudes in the 10th grade.
That's
and
right.
then you got your start at the Tropicana or wherever it was.
Yeah.
So you got your start, your actual start
At the Comedy Store.
Okay.
Which was great. And then Hollywood is elusive and hard because at the low level, a lot of people were more nice to me, like, oh, come do this show, come do that. Then you start landing a few things, and some people kind of give you a cold shoulder. I don't know what that is.
Does that happen that
Politics.
fast? They start pulling away
Sometimes.
from you like,
And yeah, and friends that you like don't like you anymore, but new people are impressed by your talent. And so I don't know. It's constantly like winning over new friends and influencing different people. And it's been a very weird ride.
tell us how you arrived at Kayvon for a stage name.
Well, that's the best part. It's not stage name. Kayvon is my real name.
Yeah.
My dad is Middle Eastern, so
Okay.
Kayvon's a very common name in where he's from.
But you are K-VON.
I spelled it like that because
Right.
people are having such a tough time pronouncing it and spelling it. So I just, hey, K-V-O-N. Made it very easy for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's caused even more problems because then people go to book you.
Right.
If I send you an email, here's how it sounds. I could just say, hi, my name is Kayvon. I'd love to do a show sometime. But it sounds like this. Yo, dog, my name Kayvon. You gonna put me on that show or what? Man, fuck you.
So the thing is, everybody will have seen your picture, of course, if they go to our show site and that's where they're listening. But if
Yes.
they're just subscribing on iTunes, maybe they didn't see your face.
Well, they might have to Google
You're
Kayvon.
all American surfing white dude.
That's right.
Yes.
Surfing Kayvon, bro.
Nobody would know. But you are Kayvon.
Yes.
And so that your dad is Iranian.
Yeah, my dad is Iranian, so he wanted us to have very strict Persian names that we could easily turn American.
Right.
My brother is Shaheen, but he goes by Sean.
All right.
That's Kayvon. I could easily have gone by Kevin, but it just never...
That didn't stick.
It didn't stick. I was just like, yeah. But so it's so funny. Whenever I go to like check in at a hotel or to a nightclub, and they're like, what's your name? And I just say, Kevin. Because they look at my ID. I don't want to sit there and have a 2-hour podcast discussion about the origin of my name with some dude at the Hyatt when I'm just trying to get in there and
You're sleepy.
check in. Yeah, I'm sleepy. So yeah, Kevin Mosey. And one girl I took with me to the hotel, she's like, this whole time and your name is Kevin? And she was very offended that you lied to me. You said your name was Kayvon. I go, hey, I've known you for 2 years. I just didn't want to tell, Bill behind the counter my real name.
Didn't want to get into it.
Didn't want to get into it. So she was very upset and I had to smooth it out and prove my real name again.
It just dawned on me that you live in West Hollywood. You don't live in Westwood.
I live in West Hollywood. That's right.
That's right.
And I have 3 gay roommates and they're not here. So that makes you two able to take their place right now.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. We just became the 2 gay roommates.
All right.
That's pretty much what we are everywhere we go. This morning we were at Asylum Studios and we walked in. We're like, hey, we're the 2 gay dudes. Anyway.
And you have a good radio
Hey.
voice, by the way. Very calm.
Thank you very much. I was trying to hold that back and not let Pete on to the fact that I had plans for lunch. Anyway, so the other thing is, while Pete gives me the blank stare, the other thing is you have a news show.
I'm very lucky because I just landed a news show called Top 30. We do 30 stories in 30 minutes. I'm one of 3 news anchors.
Yeah.
And I'm the only male anchor. So it goes girl, guy, girl, guy. I'm the one in the middle just taking stories, just chopping them up and have to make them clear and concise.
Yeah.
I'd have to take like basically a whole newspaper article, maybe 2, and make it into a quick 30-second soundbite that makes a little bit of sense.
I didn't hear any of the technical stuff at the end.
got
What
stuck.
I heard was that you are doing a current events 3-way.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
you're shouldering the burden like a Mac.
I'm trying to do a good job, and the co-hosts are really good, and they're young.
Yeah.
They're 23, 24 years old.
I heard that part too.
Yeah, I'm the old grandpa on the show.
Wow.
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
so it's so funny because I'm like they're good. I gotta because when they tell a story, it's very energetic and bubbly.
Sure.
Today, Hillary Clinton might win. And I'm going.
Yeah.
The Zika virus is so I have to be like, and the Zika virus, you cannot forget, this thing is affecting everybody, starting microencephaly. You don't want that. Children born with very small heads.
Wow.
I have to learn to inflect with my voice because a lot of it is voiceover.
Yeah.
They're showing pictures and this.
Right.
And if you might pay attention to me if I'm talking to you,
Sure.
but if you're only hearing me, I got to be like, this could be one of the worst problems in American history if it comes here. We hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
Trying to make it sound good, but not cheesy at the same time.
Well, has that informed your act on stage?
You know what? What it has done for my act is every day I'm getting these news stories and have to turn them right around and add a joke or two.
Right.
And
It's made your act punchier.
my act has become like a comfort blanket, like a like a little kid. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to slip into my act tonight and just do
Yes.
these old 20-year-old jokes that I wrote. Like some of those jokes that I used to be nervous to deliver on stage. I'm like, well, at least I know these jokes.
Yeah.
I can do these like the back of my hand. It's these new news stories that are throwing me a curveball right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's helped because now the pressure is off my stand up. It's like someone took all those load of, rocks on my stand up and just moved it over to this show.
Sure.
And my stand up is like flying nice and pretty and everything.
That sounds like a great gig, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We wake up at 4 a.m. We're in makeup by 4:30.
Wow.
We're sitting down at the table around 5:15,
Yeah.
reading these stories for the very first time, 4 or 5 of them, and then we go downstairs and put them on tape.
And we're talking about a broadcast show, and you do this early in
Yes.
the day so that they
can get it out
broadcast it.
Yeah, so then we go back to the writing room, then we come back and go on tape with 10 more stories, then we go back to the writing room and come back with the final 16 stories, or whatever the math might end up
Wow.
being. That's how we get to 30.
Right.
And then those editors are like trying so hard. So if you see a mistake on the show, it's not because we're dumb or stupid. It's because they have literally like 40 minutes to take everything we just did, add a bunch of photos, and shoot it off to like the
You have
studio.
to be one take Jake on this show.
Pretty much. Like sometimes the vice president of programming will come in for the whole Fox division and be like, "Get it right." You're like, "Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir."
sir.
Right
And
on.
and when someone tells you, like they're watching you, you tend to mess up more.
Right.
So
Yes.
you're like, all right, and you got to be able to rise to the occasion or take a foot
So
in the butt.
that's a lot of pressure. You got to
Oh.
write at a much faster speed than you
Yeah.
have in the past.
Right.
Does that leave you much energy for your regular comedy act?
I try not to take any, because this is a 6-week gig, so I'm
Right.
taking my stand up a little break. But if anyone offers me a gig, I still say yes. I'm just not
course.
out emailing, hunting
Right.
for him. And the funny thing is, once you land something like that, the offers are coming faster now.
Right.
And I like one guy's, will you come do my room in San Diego?
Yes.
It's a sold out room, and I've done it before. I love the room, but I'm like, should I drive to San Diego after already doing a 12-hour day?
And wake up at 4 a.m.
And
the
then
next
come
day.
back. Yeah. And so made it happen.
Yes. The
Yeah.
answer is
The answer
yes.
is yes, because this show is going to end eventually,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to maintain all those relationships because those comics are always going to be there for you. They're your family kind of thing.
Well, the next guy on the list below your name, that guy says yes.
He says yes every
Right.
time.
Yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can't be the guy who doesn't say yes
Right.
sometimes, And
So you just be yes man, and whatever it takes, sleep in the car as you're rolling down there
Sure.
or something.
Yeah.
as you're rolling down
That's what's
there.
going to make these automatic driving cars nice. You can.
Oh,
like,
can't
just-
wait.
Like I don't need to drive.
Comedy's going to be so much better when cars just drive themselves.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we can work on our little
Comedians
writing.
will be rested.
Yeah. We'll be
Yeah.
just making fun of each other the whole ride.
Oh man. That would be
So we are coming at this interview today. We don't usually call them interviews. We're just coming at this session today with, we're fans of yours. We dig your comedy, but man, that just notched up my level of respect. You're out here working.
I'm out here working.
You're grinding.
I will give you a sneak peek of a story that is airing in 10 hours or so that I wrote myself. And it's about the Olympics because everyone's getting in the spirit of the Olympics, I would think.
Yes.
It's in August. I didn't know. I'm learning so much, by the way, just being on the show. August 5th is the Olympics.
Man, yeah, you're going to be a current events hound.
Yeah, people are going to be
Yeah,
calling me going, hey.
You're going to do a lot of news jokes.
Who's
man. A
doing
lot of-
javelin again? You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, hang on here. Let me break this down for you.
It's like there's going to be a Tonight Show monologue every day when
Kind
K1
of.
just shows up at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Well, so here's what I wrote, and this is something you got to be careful because it's news.
Right.
And news is not used to having a lot of jokes. But
Right.
you're trying to slip jokes. It's like trying to
You
get
got to
kids
make
to
it still be entertaining.
You got to make kids eat their vegetables. You got to
right.
slide the spinach in between like their favorite hot dog
Yes.
meat or whatever the heck it is. So this is keeping me sharp. So I wrote, for the first time ever, a team made up entirely of refugees will be heading to Brazil to compete in the Olympics. Treated exactly like everyone else, they will be welcomed with open arms, live in the Olympic Village, and be a symbol of hope. Now, I don't know if you can gamble on the Olympics, but I'm definitely putting my money on the refugees because when it comes to running, jumping,
Yes.
swimming, these guys got it on lock. Cheer for the refugees, and we'll be back with more in 30 seconds.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
that's nice. The thing is, you got all the relevant points of the story across. You entertained us a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to have a chuckle about it,
Yeah.
and you created seriousness and levity
Yeah.
in a nice balance.
And then a conversation.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't be negative. Like, we know they can run, jump, and swim, don't we? Because that's a different tone.
Sure.
But if you're like, yo, I'm rooting for the refugees. Running, jumping, swimming.
Yeah.
Come on. These guys
Right.
got it.
Right.
Go refugee.
And there's still room for you guys to have conversation afterwards too.
Right,
Because
right.
like one of the chicks should say, and disappearing. That's a new event they've got.
Oh, yeah,
That'd be
exactly.
awesome, right?
Yeah, I wrote this for her. She ends up saying, you know what? You're not kidding. The team is composed of a girl from Syria who saved herself after a raft she was on started sinking. She swam all the way to Greece.
Oh,
And that's
She
how
already
we
won.
ended the story. And isn't that a beautiful way?
Yes.
Right.
To end
You're
the story.
celebrating somebody's triumph of
Yes.
life, and yeah, that's all right, man.
So it's been I just wanted to do that for you guys because it's a
Yeah.
Well,
podcast.
we got the scoop.
We got the scoop.
scoopage.
So what about your long-term aspirations with this gig? I mean, you know, you're going to take the gig as the gig
As
comes.
it's- yeah,
But
you-
if it's as successful as we think it's going to be.
Beggars can't be choosers. But when I first got into comedy, people say, what do you want to be? What do you want to? I said, I would love to just be a newscaster that's funny.
Yeah.
And my career went all over the board. Cruise ships and the Royal
Sure.
Caribbean seas and down to the chuckle huts and the little
Yes.
runs that you'd never want to do with crunchy carpet in the Motel 6s.
Mm-hmm.
And it somehow wound back up here for the time being on this show. So I'm like, wow, 10 years later, that's kind of what I put out there.
Yeah.
But I thought that was long since forgotten. No,
Did you cross the 10-year mark just now?
Yeah, I crossed the 10-year mark a month and a half ago.
Wow.
So I've been like,
That's it. You're in.
honestly, people told me when I first started, they're like, it's going to take 10 years.
That's right.
I go, nah.
Not me.
I'm a fast learner. I do
Right.
this and that. And I just put my head down and I got little signs of like little TV spot here, little that, but nothing really clicking. And just this year, whoever told me that 10-year thing was onto something
Yeah.
because I landed a MTV show. I landed a Fox stand-up comedy show and then this news show. And now it's like all kind of
Coming together.
slowly coming together. And hopefully a big avalanche is coming. I don't know about it.
Sure.
Wow.
Kevin Hart, he's doing like,
Yeah.
30 movies this year, 20 next
122 movies.
20 movies.
It's actually a hologram of him that he hires out.
Exactly.
We heard the very same thing. We hear this all the time. We talk to people from all walks of life and all disciplines, but we talked to a movie maker yesterday and he's like, yeah, I got this great, incredible start. Didn't matter. 10 years later is when I really broke through and I was really, doing it. So it's it's what it takes. 10 years.
It's when you get your legs under you. It's when
Yeah.
everybody can take you seriously.
Yeah.
It's when everybody knows you're in it to stay.
And you actually have confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
And another thing is you have what I call like a
You
healthy.
can't fake 10 years. You can have 7 good ones, but you can't fake 10.
Yeah. And you have a healthy level of, I say I have a healthy level of disrespect.
Sure.
I watch some TV programs like, I could have delivered that line better.
Yeah.
But before
Fuck
you're like,
that
oh,
dude.
everyone's better than me because they're on TV and I'm not. But
Right.
once you're not on TV, but you're like, now that I know I could have done a good job with that. Give me that job. Let me show them what I could do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're wrong, but hopefully you're
You
right.
also need to get knocked on your butt a couple of times so you can know that, hey, all I've got to do is get up and keep doing what I do.
Yes.
I'm going to weather this storm because this is what we do, and this is
Yeah.
how, and you keep, and those that
You got to
can't
get
weather.
knocked on your butt. In comedian speak, you got to go up and eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
I just love that saying.
Oh,
I just,
dude,
oh,
it's
man,
so
I went
funny
in there
that-
and I ate a bag of dicks.
No, they don't. Comedians are so like in tune with each other now. They're like,
Yeah.
"How was your set last night?" Bag of dicks. Ah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
they've just been shortened. Pretty soon it's gonna be BOD. You got a little BOD. Yeah. Took a L.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. You eat a bag of dicks.
Eat a bag of
I'm just going
dicks.
to say bag of dicks now.
Like they've ever come in a bag.
Well, that's the thing is that now I'm like, I've never seen them in a bag. Has mine ever been in a
Did
bag?
you bring your own bag? Because
Maybe.
if not, you have to buy one.
Yeah.
You need to go to Asia to get a bag of dicks. I think
Yes.
it sounds like something they would have at a little.
in a shipping container. We've got a bunch of dicks.
Hanging in the window. There's like the row of ducks,
Bag of
and then
dicks.
there's bags of dicks.
Right. Can I get like 2 boxes? No box. Only bag. Only bag.
Only
Like,
bag of dicks.
yes.
1 for 10 or 2 for 20.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys are from the Bay Area. I went to a Chinese, like those shops
Yeah.
where they have like all the medicines and it's all just powdered or pickled animal parts.
Right.
Yes.
It's like this.
And you don't know if it's really that
No.
animal part, if it's a powder.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
This is
Could
a
be
powdered
tiger
deer
penis.
antler for your,
Yeah.
make you strong.
Everything makes your dick bigger.
Everything. That's what they said. They'd be like, this right here is a tiger penis. it's for your heart, for your skin cells, and make you strong. like everything somehow got back
Yes.
to making you
It
strong.
all comes back to virility.
Like those Chinese are really like,
They must have some dicks over there. Like
They
they're
do.
all hard walking around. Yes.
cause they have a billion of them.
Yes. A billion dicks.
I don't think anybody has ever said on any broadcast anything, boy, those Chinese, they must have some dicks over there. I think
We're
this
breaking
is a
new
first.
ground.
That's right. I used to work with this Iranian dude. His name was, God only knows what his fucking name was. We called him Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny used to, we worked in a bar and he always used to drink cranberry juice. And I said, what are you drinking, Johnny? Oh, cranberry juice, man. It's good for your dick. So now whenever I see cranberry juice, I think about Johnny. If you're listening, Johnny.
Johnny, did you have a bladder infection?
Right. Little UTI.
Yeah.
Poor Johnny.
So, you know, it's good for your dick.
Good for your dick. Yes.
Everything always comes back.
Come back. They got one thing on their mind. In my stand-up, I talk about the Persian outfit, which is a V-neck shirt, which is so low. It's basically like an arrow pointing down. And you can't help it, ladies. Your eyes are going to naturally be drawn
Yes.
down. But if your eyes go too far down, they've thought of that too. Ugly alligator shoes bring your eyes up again. And now you're stuck in the middle where
Yeah.
you belong.
Yes, focused in the center where you belong.
keep your eyes here. Okay.
Right here, right on the goods.
Yes. The crotchal area.
If you like the show,
And you know you do.
send us some pictures of your movies.
Don't do that. Support the show.
There are 3 ways you can support us.
Number 1, go to iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And leave a 5-star rating and review.
It helps with the show metrics and helps us get better placement. Number 2,
Visit our website.
www.breakitdownshow.com.
We've got an Amazon and an eBay link.
Same Amazon, same eBay, you know and love, but they give us a little kickback when you get to their site from ours. And number 3, leave comments about the shows that you like. We want to know what you think, how you feel.
Tell us how to make the show better. We greatly appreciate it.
Now back to the show.
We like boobies.
So, growing up in Vegas and being a Persian American, were there many of you? Did you have a community?
No community.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'm.
Was there, when you were growing up, was there like a restaurant? Is there any place to get good kebab in Vegas when
Well,
you were
first
a
of
kid?
all, till the age of 10, I'm in Reno, so there was no place at all.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the age of 11, I was so busy with Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, we weren't trying to do anything ethnic. And then once I got to LA, people were like, no, you're Persian, you got to learn about all this. And I
Right.
started really, sinking my teeth into the culture, doing stand-up comedy shows for them because they have money, they're willing to pay.
Yeah.
The typical.
Wait, they have money?
They have money.
And they're
And
willing to pay?
That's the
okay.
See, for the young comics out there, you know that these comedy clubs, they'll try to pay you in chicken wings.
Right. Uh-huh.
Or they're like, hey, it's a 2-drink discount. If you come perform here, we'll give you half price on some beer. You're like, I don't get money.
Wait, I'm still giving you money.
I'm still giving you money. The Persian's like, you come to our show, we are going to give you, I don't know, $400. And you're like a beginner. You're like, yes,
I'll take
400.
that.
That's like, lots of chicken wings worth of value right there.
So, what do you
Lots of chicken
on the Persian side? Do you get, because you look like a white dude, man.
Yes, but I don't get Persian at all unless I bring it up first. So
You have to bring it up first,
yes, and I only bring it up if, like, let's say I'm like,
and then they're like, "Oh, he's okay."
yeah. Here's what I found. This is the weird thing about America. This is for you. If I go up and do my set and don't say I'm Persian, some people get a little uncomfortable of some of the jokes about, oh, you did a joke about a Mexican guy or about a black guy.
Right.
But if I go up and do my Persian stuff, then I launch into the Mexican and the Indian joke and the black joke, they're falling out of their
It's
chair
okay
laughing.
because you're brown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's brown. He's all right.
Which the material is the exact same. So my question to society is,
Yes.
are you the racist?
Right. Who's
for
the
not-
hypocrite?
Who's the hypocrite? Who's the racist for not letting the white guy just tell the same joke? But now that you know I'm Persian, now it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the joke is fine either way. So I always stick up for minority and majority rights and just, hey, it's comedy. You should be allowed to laugh about every culture.
It takes a biracial guy to stick up for minority and majority
yes.
rights.
We're in
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm in the middle. But I just think it's crazy because, and I hate when people also, here's a problem. I hate when people come up after I do some jokes and go, I really loved your racist jokes. I'm like, those were not racist jokes.
That's a dog whistle.
Yeah.
That's a dog whistle.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, hey, it's okay over
Hey
here.
man,
Oh.
Your racist jokes had me really going. I'm like, Like I do a joke like, how come black dudes say we love booty? I think everybody loves booty. It's kind of like a guy thing, not a racial thing. I don't see white guys walking around, no booty for me. Just like a nice flat butt. That's what I'm looking for. And one guy's like, dude, those racist jokes, those are the bomb. Keep doing the racist jokes. And I'm like, now you took it too far. If these are kind of fans, that joke is attracting, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
People hear what they want to hear, I guess.
Yeah. Wow.
That was a unity joke actually, because I was saying we all love booty.
We're all together on loving booty.
If I can't spank you, no thank you.
Yes.
No ass, I'll pass. This is a man-made belief system.
These are t-shirts.
Yes.
I'm hearing t-shirts.
Let's
man.
do it.
T-shirts.
The break it down show and on the back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if I can't spank you, no thank you. That's the best thing I've heard in a long time. We did like 11 shows yesterday.
Oh my God.
Not
So
really.
many shows.
We did 4 shows yesterday.
Yeah.
We did
shows.
five shows yesterday.
5 shows total.
Lots
Yeah.
of comedians or lots of entertainers.
No comedians,
comedians
filmmakers,
yesterday.
writers.
It's a lot of pressure for me.
One guy who's in touch with God, directly
Yeah.
in touch with God. But anyway,
You know,
the
yeah, that's
reason that I
amazing.
say this is because we had, at the end of the day, we went, man, that was a really long day, and we got a lot of great content.
Yeah.
And we did. We got a lot of superb content. Not one thing, though, as good as, if I can't spank you, no thank you. No ass, I'll pass.
I'll pass.
Wow.
Not into it.
That's great.
If you got a cracker butt, I can have this gut.
A cracker butt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It goes on the front and the back too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A cracker butt.
Cracker
So-
butt.
That was good right off the top of your head.
I got lucky. I
Yeah.
got lucky.
If your show though takes off, right now your show's in 26 markets.
26 markets, twice a day in LA and New York, which is the important one. Because
Yeah.
now I'm going to call my agent and be like, hello, people have a chance to see me twice a day. So if we go set up a show in Caroline's,
Yeah.
at least it's like the guy, and it's 5 days a week.
Wow.
Not many
That's a lot of
comics-
exposure.
Not many comics have a chance to be in TV on every home in Manhattan 5 days a week.
Sure.
5 days a week, twice a day
Yes.
in the 2 biggest markets in the United States.
In the United States. So, go.
Fuck, you are a
Right.
bona fide celebrity.
I call myself a celeb barely. I'm as close as you can get without actually being there.
Right. Yeah.
But America, he does have a swanky Hollywood apartment.
Right. And a robe.
That's
Yes.
right.
Very nice.
This
very
robe.
luxurious.
I like to smoke my pipe in this robe.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear they're selling the Playboy Mansion?
Yes.
An
I did hear
offer
that.
has been made for $200 million.
Somebody made an offer.
Yes, the guy
You-
who
but you
owns
gotta let
the
Hef
Twinkie.
live there?
Yeah, you gotta let Hef live there till he dies. Hef is 90.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'd
thinking
do it.
in a year or two.
I'd
Yeah.
do it. If it was 10 years, I'd be like,
But
okay, if your
200 million.
condition,
200 million's a lot.
That's
Now
a lot
it's
of
his
dough.
neighbor. It's Hef's neighbor, and the
Oh.
guy owns. He owns Twinkies.
okay.
Right.
So it's going to be even more of a party now. He
Yeah.
wants to build a tunnel between the two.
Oh, yeah.
You can have hot girls, Twinkies. That's
Maybe like you know what? I'm imagining like a Lexan clear tunnel through the grotto,
that'd be awesome.
right into the mansion, from mansion to mansion, Twinkies,
Twinkies.
naked girls.
Well, if there's a tunnel
grotto,
and it's a Twinkie guy,
all of it.
filled with foam. Foam party down there because it's Twinkies and
That's
Twinkies
right.
are filled with cream.
That's
right.
right.
Yes.
I'll say.
Yeah.
And those photos is like, I hope that's Twinkie filling on everybody's
Yes.
face at that party.
Sure it
It's
is.
going to be ballin'.
Yeah.
So,
All of it.
But if I'm that guy and it's $200 million,
$200 million bucks.
and the condition is you got to let Hef live there, all right, fine. I got a condition too. Motherfuckers got to have breakfast with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, all right, I'm letting you live here, Hef.
Yeah.
We're going to eat some eggs, brother.
That's right.
What's
Grandpa.
up?
Tell me some
Tell
stories.
me some special break.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy's got stories from the 40s.
Yeah. Right.
The
He
40s,
could very well say, you know what? I'm first white dude to fuck black chick.
Yeah.
And how
Legally.
can you disbelieve
Legally.
him? How can you disbelieve him? You're like,
Right.
he's half. He must be the first.
And when you
white
have
dude.
breakfast at the Playboy Mansion, like biscuits and gravy's got a different meaning.
Oh, yeah.
You
Right.
know?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like,
Anything and gravy.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine him telling you a story about like when he lost his virginity in the 30s?
Yeah.
Right.
When he lost his
Yeah.
virginity to like Mae West.
Right.
And everything that you say has to be, it's like biscuits and gravy.
Hire
What
a
are you
guy for
having?
that.
Oh, we're having chicken fried steak and gravy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he could
This
tell you about
time
Marilyn
we can
Monroe.
get the
and
All of them.
All
All of them. Who,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I could say anybody, and the girl has no chance. Like,
Yeah.
you've been done. You know, that's it.
Check.
So your show is going for 6 weeks, and then they look at
The
expanding-
ratings, they look at all the stuff that's out of my power, so I'm just trying to do
Right.
the best job I can to keep my job.
How many weeks are you in?
Yeah.
We're on week number 3 right now.
All right, so we still have a chance. We're in the home stretch, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tune in. Get your Nielsen boxes. Do they still have Nielsen boxes? How do they even count that shit?
It's got to be through the cable box now, right?
I know, because they don't need 200,000 families across America
With a
to
log
tune
book?
in with a log. Yeah. They need to just figure out based on how much
Yeah, they
bandwidth is getting
extrapolate
sucked
from-
out.
Sure.
But that's
Yeah.
who's watching. So anyway, if you're listening and you have a Nielsen box, I will
Blow everybody.
under the table, low key,
Yes.
do whatever
That's right.
you want. Just find me on Facebook.com/CaveOnComedy and you name your price.
Yes.
$200 million Twinkie Fund.
Yeah.
See?
Watching
Look at
the
that.
show make you strong.
Yeah, make you strong.
You know what? Show watching good for your dick.
Yes,
yeah.
good
If
for
you
your
watch the
dick.
show, you'll be strong.
Yes.
So,
But yeah, and that job was cool because I sent in an audition tape for a show called Laughs on Fox. Laughs is a comedy show that airs opposite of Saturday Night Live. And when you get bored of Saturday Night Live, you flip down 2 channels, you're watching Laughs on Fox. And they're like, no, we're full. I go, well, please take a look. And I sent a tape. And they looked at it, they go, send another one. They go, you're on the show. And so I overcame 2 obstacles before I got to
Wow.
the yes.
see, that's what the 10 years will do to you.
Yeah,
The 10
'cause-
years will go, hey, no, listen,
Right.
I'm serious.
And I had a healthy level. I'm like, I'm seeing who's on the show.
Right.
I can definitely be part of this crew.
Yeah.
I
Right.
belong here. So then I sent that, and then I got on the show, and I go, hey, who hosts the show? And they go, oh, this girl hosts the show. I go, if you ever need a side host, I'm here in case something were to happen. She were to fall down some stairs mysteriously in the back room where we're all getting ready.
Right.
And they're like, no, that's her job. Okay, well, I do love hosting. Here's a video just so you can see what I'm capable of. And they hit me up 3 months later and go, not this show, but
Have we
how
got
about
a hosting gig for you?
And they sent me on that audition.
That's the other thing that we hear time and again. You go into an audition, you do your thing, and you're like, man, I didn't get it. And you're disappointed because it didn't happen for you. And then a couple months later, you get that call like, you know what? Your name's been bandied around the office because when we saw you, we were like, not this,
Right.
but let's hang on to that.
Yes.
Right.
Because
yes.
Kayvon's going to be for something, not this,
Right.
but something.
And that's why you got to stay in the ring. Don't get too discouraged.
That's right.
Yep.
Because someone could be looking for something for you.
And there's somebody else who's out there and they're having coffee with somebody and going, yeah, we're casting this new show. Are you really? You know what? Hold on. Let me send you a link because we got this audition tape from this
Right.
guy Kayvon. We were just waiting on the thing for him.
Yeah.
So
And then stand up is so much more freeing, like I said. Once you get done
Yeah.
with all this filming and taping and this, you just get there and you're just like, what jokes should I do? Who cares? I got
can
enough
you
to-
imagine you're in a position now where stand up is freeing?
Yes. And it wasn't like that for the last 8 years. 8 years, stand up was the harrowing thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, going to the gym or the beach was freeing. Now stand up, it's great because that's why you see celebs so comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
Because there's no one going to fire them tonight.
Right.
There's no vice president of programming going, what did you just say? You know,
Yeah.
it's just
That's
cool.
Jay Leno at the Comedy Store on Sunday nights,
Yeah,
right?
he's
It's just
just-
like he can do whatever he wants.
Yep.
Who's going to fire him?
Yep. And I would love to meet him too. I've met so many comedy celebs. It's so fun to meet your idols and stuff
Sure.
doing this. I met Jay a couple times, but I always want to get on his show and then it ended before I could get on there.
Yeah.
Now I got to go try to kiss Jimmy Fallon's butt and get on his show.
Yeah, on the other side of the
His
country.
show
But it's a
is
good
so
thing
good,
you're
though.
in that market twice a day.
Hey, Jimmy Fallon, I'm on your TV screen twice
That's
a
right.
day.
Twice a day. For all we know, what time is it right now? He could be watching that shit right now.
Yeah, he really, actually, he could be. In fact, we should be watching it. Oh no, 4:30
We got time.
or at 11. That's on. So
Yeah, there you go. So what? That's it. Well, that's what time you're on in New York. 4:30 and 11.
pretty sure, yeah.
Wow.
And which is great because you get the 4:30 people are like stay at home and family oriented. Some kids are getting home from high school around then. And then 11 is all our age generation that goes out parties on the weekends and they might buy a ticket to come see me at Caroline's or
Yeah.
Gotham or what, who knows. So
Right.
it's so hard to get a good comedy club gig when you don't have TV credits.
Right.
You're just asking for like weekday 5-minute guest spots. But to be able to go and headline a weekend in all these towns, that's my goal. I think it's gonna maybe happen now.
You know, it blows me away that you're saying, "Hey, I'm gonna, go do a headline tour because now I have a TV gig." Because I'm not buttering you up, although I would in this swanky Hollywood apartment.
Who's to say he's not buttered up already?
That's true. That's true.
That's Vaseline.
I
With
can't believe it's
gravy.
not butter.
But you fucking make us laugh.
Yeah.
You're headline
He's
quality. Who's not hiring you as a headliner?
That's what I want to know. Let's find them. and
What
go
a bunch
slap
of
'em around.
dumbasses. He's got 10 years, people.
Yeah.
Put him up.
He's
Put him
funny.
up front.
The great thing about comedy, and the bad thing as well, I guess, is you can work as hard as you want or as little as you want.
Yeah.
So there are people who could say, I've been doing comedy 8 years, but at what intensity?
Right.
And how much writing and rewriting and
Yeah.
editing.
I've been going up once a month for 8 years.
You know what helped my comedy the most? When I started learning how to edit on the computer.
Uh-huh.
Because I'd throw my video on there to put my name in the beginning and my email at the end to send
Yeah.
it to bookers.
Sure.
You know, maybe I'll take out that in the middle.
Yeah.
We'll cut that out. Well, now I
Yeah.
remember. Now I also remember. Don't say on stage, so you have less to edit
Right.
next time. And then you're like, "Oh, why did I do that look with my face?"
Teaches you how to tighten.
It just teaches you what to get rid of. And
Yeah.
keep the big chunks of gold and throw away all the sand. And now I've got like what I think is a pretty dense, valuable
Well, yeah.
comedy
If
set.
you get, say, 10,000 words to give to an audience,
Mm-hmm.
150 of them shouldn't be or really or very.
Right.
All these bullshit words.
or the F word. I
Yeah.
hate when people like if you go do a 4-minute guest set. I've seen comics like my dad's fucking crazy. My dad fucking he came home one day and fucking no, you just said it 6 times in 5 seconds.
Right.
Extrapolate that out for the whole day. Do you really say the F? People say I'm just trying to be myself up there. Do you really say the F word 30,000 times a day? I don't think you do.
Yeah.
So make your 5-minute act more
Plus, you work at
natural.
Home Depot. So
In the hammer section.
Right, how you
ow, fucking, ow. fucking.
No, but you're right though. Those 250 fuckings, say 10% of them, 225 of them know why they're in there.
Right.
Every word's important. If you really have a professional set,
that could have been 3 good jokes.
that could have been 3 good jokes, or you could have connected with the audience in some other way. You could have done anything.
Yeah.
But you can't do any of it if it's just a word that
Clogged
is-
up.
Yeah.
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 Yep. People only have so much bandwidth with their ears, and you gotta
Yes.
just stream them. That's why Jerry Seinfeld is so effective. Is like his joke streams clearly into your ear. Boom.
Yeah. Well, and silence is powerful, and you know this. I mean,
Yeah. Well, you
being
got to get
quiet.
comfortable in the silence.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we find the same thing here. We actually have an outtake. We don't put it out, but there's an outtake of one of our guests who's very colloquial when he talks. And it's when you just take all his stuff out, it's weird because he's got it's all these things that are in there.
Right,
It
right.
just sets you way off your center. And it's hilarious, but it lets you see just how much time you waste with extra words that you don't need.
Totally.
Filler.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you edit your stuff, you're going to be like, don't do that, don't do this. And editing has been a huge thing. And it's exciting because then I start getting stuff off TV and editing it quicker. My big push, so I was doing stand up for a while and people started writing, cause you can only tour so hard. You can only go to San Fran and then Atlanta and then Montana and then Texas. By the time you look up again, people in San Fran are like, when are you coming back here? It's been a year or two.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so
Big country.
some people were writing me, do you still do stand up? And this
Wow.
is at year 8.
Wow.
I'm thinking I've never been funnier. And now
And
they're
people are-
asking and I go, yeah, I do. They go, oh, really? I was just wondering because I don't see, and I go, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
So I decided to take it to the internet and anything funny I was doing or shooting or clips and put one joke or one sketch online a week. And I'm proud to say that for the last 2 years, I've done one funny video a week for like the whole 2 years. And
That's 100 funny videos.
and
Yeah.
nobody has asked, do you still do comedy in the last 2
Yeah,
years?
that's
Which
good.
is nice.
That's good feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they start passing them around. One of them got, it's cool. It took off and it's fun to watch. 4,000 people click share on it.
Nice.
And it got seen by 130,000 people that I don't know from all over. And I was like, oh, cool. It's
That
like,
is a great feeling.
it's mini viral. There's people who have like a picture, like grandma scared the cat and that gets 10 million views. So I'm in awe. I'm like
John's
jealous.
wife's got a viral video.
No way.
Yeah, 1 million plus hits. Was it like 1.5 million now last time?
3 million.
Wow. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
my-
we had
3
a
million.
friend of ours. My sons are baseball players, and when my kid was in little league, we had a friend of ours, friend of my son, a kid my son grew up with, who was a home run hitter, and he was
Right.
getting intentionally walked,
Oh.
and the pitcher didn't quite know what exactly that was. He had never been called upon to walk a kid intentionally, so he was like, "Coach, what do I?" And the umpire was like, dude, there's rules around how you have to do this. You got to do it right. So he's trying to coach the catcher. You have to start off behind the plate and then go over there and catch the ball.
Right.
And meanwhile, the kid's like, oh, I just got to throw 4 balls. Oh, okay. And he just floats one high, but in the same zip code as the plate.
Yeah.
And our kid hits the ball down the mountain, like 2 miles.
Yeah.
And it ends up being a walk-off home run from an intentional walk.
Wow.
Because the fact that it was a home run, scored 3 runs, which exceeded the 10-run rule, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
So it ended up being a walk-off home run
That's
from
amazing.
Yeah.
an intentional walk.
I got to see that now.
3 million. Yeah.
I've always had that idea because I played baseball a little bit. I was like, if someone's throwing, first of all, I was not a home run hitter, so no one was giving me this opportunity. But I was like, just jump and hit it. Like everyone wants to do that. This kid actually did it.
He actually did it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's funny because his wife says, you can hit that. And it's like,
You can hear my wife too.
Yeah.
She's like,
Wow.
she's,
Yeah.
and we're
Your
like,
wife's a
"Don't-
great coach."
Don't,
Yes,
what are you
she's
talking
a
about?
great
They're
coach.
kids. You want to do this. They're kids.
Yeah.
Don't encourage them to, they're just playing baseball.
But
You know what? Everybody has always wanted to do that.
It became the most awesome day ever.
Yeah.
And now you got 3.5 million. See, now my 130,000 view video means nothing in this room.
So the lesson here, Kayvon, is that if you want 3.5 million hits, what you have to do is exploit children.
Yeah.
That's what I will do.
Yeah.
I've tried that though. Because I did a comedy.
All right. So thanks.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Don't go. Hey, wait. Let me explain. I do comedy shows for the Persian crowd, and they always bring their kids.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we're at this big ballroom, which is a night of dancing and entertainment and poetry, and I'm the comedian. And these kids were floating balloons in the front row. Strategically, like wherever I would walk, you'd see the kids walk, but the balloons were always in front of my face. And I was like, does anyone know these kids? And no parents were coming up to claim them, totally ruining my show. But luckily the camera was rolling, and we got some of the funniest footage of me like, give me this balloon. The kid starts crying. I go, don't cry. Why are you crying? I'm going to give it back. You know what? And I tie the balloon to the mic stand, and you hear him go,
man.
give it back, give it back. And I posted that, and that one got a lot of views because kids
I
are
bet.
like, poor comedian dealing. And if you title it right, it goes good. It's like, kid hecklers destroy comedian set, and people are like, I'm clicking
That
on
is
that.
awesome. Yes.
yes.
Look, after you told me the story, I wanted to click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you try to break into a new area, like, okay, so I need to get back to San Francisco. I got to get over to Billings, that kind of thing. But they don't know you there. I mean, you're a headliner, but not there necessarily.
Exactly.
How does that work?
You look for a familiar face, a comedian you might have just killed with or worked the road with. Hey, Sammy, I see you're working at the Punchline in San Fran. Who do you talk to over there? He might say, ooh, it's really tight there. They're not booking new people, but I do have a show next May. Do you want to come do 5 minutes? No pay. Sorry. And you're like, yeah, I'll do it. And you're just hoping. And then when you get there, almost always it's like, oh, the booker didn't show up tonight, but we'll let them know if you do okay. And that doesn't, they have to see to believe. And so you're hoping. And I've had the booker there, and then, oh, sorry, I took a phone call while you were on stage. I'm like, I just flew to San Francisco, performed for free for 5 minutes, hoping. But you just keep shooting that
Bought
basket.
these 2 drinks.
Yeah, bought these drinks.
Yeah.
Got these chicken wings.
Ate this shitty burrito you guys gave me.
Yeah. But you just keep throwing the dart at the board. And you can't hold it too precious. Like, I need this comedy club.
This is the
Just
one.
Keep whack. Right. And my favorite thing to do when I go out of town on vacation is drop in on comedy clubs. And if I drop in, I go, by the way, in case you need me.
This dude takes his work on vacation.
There's no more because comedy is life. It's it's like a way of life,
You got a great life, man.
It's a fun
just
life.
Inject that you have a great life. So if you're on vacation, it's like, that just means you went somewhere.
Yeah. And what's good about being a comedian, not a musician, is I don't need my band, my setup, my this, my notes. I just need, hey, can I get on that mic for a minute? And as long as they trust me, you get on and just show your magic for short, sweet set. And that's why young comics are like, I'm not doing your, I invited people to come do my shows. Hey, you want to come 4 minutes, 5 minutes on my show at the, Irvine Improv? Nah, man, I'm not driving down there for that. I'm like, well, then you're not like me.
Yeah.
Because I'll go do 3 minutes. My last comic standing audition was 90 seconds. So if you can't be funny in 3 minutes, how are you going to land last comic standing?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the Mick Betancourt story, where he was hustling out in Chicago, hustling, and setting up these shows. And he was going to get on, like with this whole host of comedians, and they shut him out. And he's like, no, you're going to give me. And he went up, basically just told like one joke.
Okay.
But
murdered. murdered
cards
with
coming
that
out
one
from
joke.
bookers.
And
how do we,
amazing.
how do we get more
agents
of
and stuff started reaching up with their cards.
right.
Wow, I need to go to Chicago.
I mean, but it's the same kind of story of perseverance.
Yeah.
Like you got to take what you can get,
Yeah.
and then once you get, you got to take a little more, and just hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what it comes
you
down
never know
to.
who's in that crowd watching that night. And also, someone told me every time you touch the mic and just say hello to the crowd, even if you hang it back up, it's like you've removed one brick from the wall between you and a crowd. And
Yeah.
pretty soon, it's just a clear path to communication for the two. Now you can really, like I see Chappelle perform. He looks like he's in his living room and you walked in on him. He's
Yeah.
like smoking a cigarette and he's got food up there sometimes. And it's like,
Yeah.
but he's killing.
And everybody
Yes.
feels lucky that, hey man, I got to sit in Chappelle's
Yes.
living room.
And
Yeah.
he
He was eating nachos.
Here's when you know you're good. When you kill and turn it off and let the audience linger for 3 minutes and then turn it on and kill and linger. Cause, I'm at the point, if I got him, I want to keep him and
Yeah.
show him that I'm funny, but he hasn't, that need is gone. He's just casually going to kill and then let off the gas and turn it up whenever he's got full control of the crowd.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's the master level.
Eat some wings. Stand on stage and eat some wings.
Yeah.
And then, the laughter dissipates. This is what I'm imagining in my head as you describe this. He turns the mic off, puts the mic back on the stand. He starts eating a chicken wing. The laughter from him killing slowly dissipates. And then a couple people from him eating a chicken wing.
Yeah.
And then the swell grows again.
Yeah.
And he's working that by eating a chicken wing.
He could. He
Yeah.
definitely could. Like he'll light up a cigarette and just talk. Damon Wayans can do it.
Yeah.
Guy's so funny.
I watched a documentary about knuckleballers, and Charlie Huff is
I saw
talking.
that.
Did you see that? It's when Charlie Huff is talking to R.A. Dickey, he's R.A.'s like, I've got this power knuckleball, and I just got to throw it. And he's like, yeah, that's great in the first time through the lineup. But each time through, you need to go slower and slower. And he's like, I know, my best one's over there. But he's like, but you can get guys out at 52 miles an hour, too.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know, I got to do it. But that's really the master. It's like, yeah, I'll get you out with my great stuff, but I'm also going to kill you with this stuff over here.
Yeah.
And I'm so good that I don't need the same joke. I've got all
I can sit here and eat
stuff.
this chicken wing.
Yeah. I'm just going to look at you like Sean Peabody.
Right.
He's a comedian. He works like Idaho and Reno and that whole like circuit over there. He's hilarious. He's a headliner, and a lot of his jokes are eyebrows, an eye look.
Oh,
nice.
man. Yeah.
And that's the good for camera because
Yeah.
in a big crowd, the people in the back row might not see that eyebrow move, but the camera is right up your nostrils.
Yeah.
And that's where you master. Big comedy doesn't work as well on TV. You don't see a lot
Right.
of jumping around and,
Yeah.
that you see just like monologue guys who might not kill in a real comedy club, but they're killing it on TV.
Well, I think that he probably went through something similar to your experience with editing, where he discovered that there are subtleties that he can project that really work for him.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, we go back to the 10 years. You don't do the 10 years, you don't find those things out.
He can't be, because he'll be silent for 30 seconds straight and just
Wow.
do that, and you're rolling,
That's a great
beautiful.
joke for a podcast.
Then
Right.
you don't have to, yeah.
He just did that,
He
everybody.
just did this thing.
Yeah.
But then you don't have to write as many jokes too.
Yeah.
So pacing is great. Slow down, Kayvon, slow down.
You can kick your worst joke out if you use your face to tell a joke.
Yeah.
Like, this joke here, out. I'm not going to use it.
Yep, that's amazing.
You walk around quite a bit, at least at the Dirty at 12:30 show. Is that by design?
Oh, just like walking.
Yeah, you moved around quite a bit. I mean, some of it's pantomiming, but other times you're moving around.
Well, I'm certain jokes call for they get a little extra if you use your body into it. The best joke writers don't even have to move; they'll just stand there and hold it. But it's like fun. It's
Mitch
midnight.
Hedberg.
Yeah,
He would just stand still.
yeah. But he had a look too, so he sucked you into his world. And he's like, I'm ignoring you, so you
Right.
got to pay attention to me. But I like the Chris Rock thing where he's like marching back and forth, going something you got to know,
Yes.
and so
And you were in that 12:30 at night setting in a
Yeah.
Vegas. It was a bigger setting for you to.
it's big. It was like maybe 350,
Yeah.
400
it's
people
a big
there.
room.
I like to just move around a little bit. Plus, I'm an energetic guy. I like to just kind of, I do a joke. Sometimes when I first started, I was like, I want to write a joke that requires me to lay on the stool. Then I want to write a joke that requires me to jump really high. Like, I was trying to write jokes around physical stuff, but it's better to do the other way around, where you're like, this joke would be a lot funnier if I show this action.
I dig the exploration, though. It's cool to be able to go, okay, look, man, there's a microphone on a stand up there.
Yep.
There's a stool. I might have a glass of water. Mm-hmm. What can I do with this?
Yep.
Where can I take eyeballs? Where can I take people's imaginations?
Right.
And if you're going at it with, I think I'm going to try to lie down on the stool and see how that goes.
Yeah, because I did a joke about, I was like, you know what? I have gone skydiving, indoor skydiving.
Uh-huh.
So I go,
you did an indoor skydiving bit on your chest on the stool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I go, guys, I don't know if you've ever been skydiving, but there's a whole tutorial. Here's what they tell you to do. Lay down, put your legs up and your arms up, and act natural. This is not natural for anyone. Yes. And if you slide this movement of your hand and you're sliding into the glass like a hockey player, pow, pow, pow. And I go, at least outdoor skydiving, you have a little, space.
You got some room.
Yeah, you can figure it out. And indoor, you just look like an idiot, just getting beat up. And, the joke was, it was kind of funny, but I just was like, oh, I'm using the stool for this one,
There's a lot of subtlety in your comedy, though, where you're doing things. Okay, go and spread eagle on the stool. That's one thing. But, the physical stuff that you do is subtle. And it's not subtle because you're doing just a facial move or whatever, but it's subtle because you want to bring us into the small things that you notice.
Yeah.
And they're all there. And I think that's one of the things that we like about you is that your observations are the little things.
I try to do that. Part of doing 10 years, something's going to be funny. And this is not really a joke, but it hits so hard. I was on an airplane that was delayed. And so I text my friend, I think I'm going to be late. And out of nowhere, the flight attendant was like, sir, that needs to be in airplane mode. I go, no, the plane needs to be in airplane mode. That's why we're sitting on the tarmac right now. As soon as we had that little thing.
That and being Iranian lands you on the no-fly list.
Yeah, and that's why I'm on the no-fly list. But then I go, and I first brought that joke from that happened on the plane. I got on stage that night, tried it, and it was a big applause break because a lot of people have been through that feeling where you're getting yelled at for something that doesn't really matter according to...
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. But they're on you about it. But meanwhile, the plane doesn't work.
Yeah. The plane was down for delay. So I was like, yeah. So I would never have known that's a joke when I first started.
Yeah.
But now it's just I'm honed in on that. I got one. Like it's catching fish. Got one, and it's a 5-pounder or whatever.
Yeah, right. You feel the slight
when
tug.
When you first start, you're writing lots of material, but you're like pulling out a boot and a freaking a spare tire,
a radiator.
Right here. And then you got a fish. You start noticing what that tug feels like. You're like, okay, this will work tonight.
Yeah. I kind of got mixed feelings about this news gig for you because I feel like if it takes off, it's going to be great for you financially.
Oh yeah,
exposure wise. We're going to see a little less comedy from you.
Less stand up. The thing is, I'll get paid way more to do less.
Yes.
So, like, I'll take a Saturday, Sunday gig on the East Coast. Or, because a lot of the big headliners, they don't do a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's how I started headlining on the road, is I would say, oh, I see you have Bill Bellamy or Bob Saget coming on Friday, Saturday. Do you have a Wednesday, Thursday guy yet? No, we don't. Boom, I'll take those days. So they need you to come in there. And you come baby headliner.
Do you stay and do a feature?
If they'll let you. But a lot of these guys already have their own feature. Maybe a guy they came up with.
Right.
But if they don't, I'd love to, work with them. And I've been able to work on the road with Tommy Davidson, who is like a guy I idolize.
That dude's hilarious.
Hilarious guy
Tommy
from
Davidson
Saturday Night Live.
Fucking funny.
If you remember him from Saturday Night Live, it was always a beautiful masseuse was going to give him a massage. It was going to be great. And right when he put his head in the little towel, she had to step out, but don't worry, Wanda, with his Jamie Foxx, she gonna come and rock your world. And he's feeling those hands. He's like, oh, that feels good. And he get off the table and start swinging at this big woman with a wig. Like, why you get all mad? My hands feel good.
I big time Tommy Davidson one time.
You did?
I didn't mean to. It was in Vegas, and I worked for also, apart from being Cap Morgan, I worked for the golf magazine in town. And so he was hosting one of our events. And then I went up to the foundation room, and I was just going to go thank him. And he's busy, and he's being Tommy Davidson, and he's already worked and everything. So I just wanted to say, hey man, thanks, I appreciate you coming out. So I go, hey man, thanks, I really appreciate you coming out. And I turned to walk away. And as I was doing that, he's throwing his hand out to shake my hand. And I saw it, but it was too late because I'd already spun on him. And I was like, I just big time Tommy David. So Tommy, I'm sorry.
Yes,
next time
he
I see
does
you,
follow everything I do, so he will hear this.
Man, that's messed up. I have to now be associated with the dude who big time Tommy Davis.
Yeah.
I also big time Eric Dickerson in Vegas one time too.
Oh, really?
Same kind of thing. Yeah, because we were all comparing notes, my buddies and I, who were in town, and they'd come into town.
Jesus,
so
what is next? The revelations from Pete today.
I
Did
know.
you flip off Muhammad Ali at some point in your life?
Yeah.
What else did you do?
Yeah.
What about your career has you most excited right now? I mean, I know the news gig is great. We do hope it takes off. We hope it takes off so that you will get the great cushy weekend headlining gigs.
At the A rooms all around.
Right.
But you're hitting a stride now that you've gotten the 10 years under your belt.
Yeah.
What's most exciting to you right now? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I feel like everyone who wanted to ever be a stand-up comedian and that gave it a shot, out of all those people, only maybe 5% able to make a living doing it. So I'm already, I feel like, at the top 95%. And now I'm just looking at...
That's true.
I'm just looking at the few little percentages above going, well, I want to try to reach those points. So I'm lucky in that.
The difference between the 95 percentile and the 96th percentile
It's a
and the
lot.
97th
Yeah,
percentile.
it goes
it's
way
a
up.
nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. This fucking swanky Hollywood apartment is cool.
Very swanky.
But-
It fits 3 men in my bedroom quite comfortably.
You know what happened?
Good Lord.
That didn't need to be said, but now that it's been said.
And is there not room for at least 3 more?
That's true.
There's always room for 3 more. This is West Hollywood.
But the difference becomes now your swanky Hollywood apartment has fewer roommates.
Yes.
Yeah, more windows.
Yeah. more windows.
Higher up in the air.
That's right.
That's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to move from where I live right now 5 blocks
Sure.
up. I'm trying to look at my comedy and go 5% higher. And the gigs are there. I'm just very lucky I can do stand-up. I get college gigs still because they think I'm a college-age guy.
Yeah.
So I do about 30 colleges, maybe 40 a year.
Oh,
Colleges
that's
are good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pay well.
But I've been doing stand-up long enough, I can get on a cruise ship. I get about 10 cruise ships a year where I'm making the decent money, but I'm, these are all older people. Most comics like, I don't want to deal with that. Well, we're going to get that age soon.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to know how to entertain the crowd that's a little more conservative? Or do you just want to say your F words every night?
Sure.
And then when it's time for you to be 50, now you don't have an act. So I'm building my act on both sides.
And that is some tremendous foresight.
That's a lot of game right
That's
there.
my 401k.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, if you're able to because if you can do that, you can do other audiences. Like we know a comedian who's a white comedian. He's like, I work black rooms because I know I can get a gig in a white room.
Yeah.
But I can also work these. And now I'm the white guy in a black room.
You're-
I'm already funny just by being there. You know,
Yeah,
everything's
right.
off. You know,
Well, I've done a church gig. And
Sure.
I landed a college gig, Catholic college, very strict. They go, before we hire you and pay you, $3,000, can you do 40 minutes clean? And I'm just going to take the cruise ship act, slide it in with a few, way to go, church school, go Notre Dame or wherever it was. And, you throw a couple of those in there and they're like, that was great. You didn't go into the gutter, and all that stuff. And so you're like, cool. I'm building up the arsenal of jokes. You just got to pick which weapon. Sometimes you make a mistake because you're like, I've been doing nothing but, rated R comedy shows and now I'm at a church gig.
Yeah.
You got to like recalibrate your brain a little bit. Be like, turn into corporate Kayvon, not,
Corporate
scumbag.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, look, we have the tremendous honor of having you at this point in your career because it's going to take off. We know. We already know.
the celeb barely is going to go.
That's right. That's right. And when you do, we're going to be like,
a
dude,
little bit.
we had Kayvon on our show the first time when he had plastic furniture. So, it's just one of those things where we can go, this is great to have captured. So we appreciate it, man. We thank you for bringing us into your swanky pad.
I think we should establish this now. Whenever we have you back on the show, it ought to be in one of our bedrooms.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's just set the tone.
Bedroom chat.
Yeah.
And whatever picture you use for this cover should have some sort of bedroom theme to it.
Yes.
Yeah. This would be one of those things that
Like Fabio.
you see it, and then when you mouse over,
Yeah, it flips.
the opening to Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How come whenever I mouse over Kayvon's face, I hear Boys to Men?
Yeah. I'll make love to you.
Like you want me to.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Let's
Make
talk
sound
real quick
effects.
about how everybody gets in touch with you.
If you Google KVON comedian, I'm the only Kayvon comedian in the world.
Seriously, the only one.
Yes.
Kayvon comedian.
Until now.
And if you message me, I usually have a couple free tickets to my shows. Because at this point in my career, I can give away free tickets. But when other people start counting them, they want to know who
yeah,
gets
look,
a
before
cut.
they're $200, before
Yeah.
you got to throw down $200 to see Kayvon in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, when you got to throw down $100 to see a comedy show, that means agents are involved. There's managers, publicists.
Other people want some money too.
So you can't just give away 4 tickets
Yeah.
because you have to buy 4 tickets.
Yes.
And so, yeah, get your free tickets now, please, while you can.
Kayvon is funny. I've seen him live. I got right up.
You
Walked
can
right
see him
over.
on YouTube too, so
Man.
check him out
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
I do a new sketch every single week, including my one called That Was How We Did It. Remember that? It's all about the 90s.
It
and
is.
This is not how we do it anymore. You know, that was how we did it. It's all about Blockbuster Video, Circuit City,
Yeah.
Tamaguchi pets,
Yes.
and slap bracelets with yearbooks.
Yeah.
bracelets.
Seriously,
And do you
check it
ever
out.
play music on the way out of
Yeah.
the...
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you young kids how it was back in the day. We talking about the 90s here. We didn't have no MP3s and barely had a CD player. But we had cassette tape. Had to put a pencil on the cassette and wind the damn tape back in when the cassette machine ate the damn tape. It was a mess. And it went a little something like this. Check it out.
Tired of kids complaining about shit. That was how we did it. Oh, your Wi-Fi is slow. Guess what? We never had it. That was how we did it. We had to log on to AOL. That was how we did it. And if someone
That was how we did it.
disconnected the
Thank you,
signal,
man.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Thanks. It was fantastic.
That was how we did it.